Well, hello everyone, John Foley again, and we're going to talk some more about third wave theory, how we got here, and then we're going to talk about the political side of this discussion. So let's get started. Now let's talk big government, because everyone always talks about big government and small government. Basically, the drive to integrate the second wave society led to the rise of the biggest coordinator of all, and that was big government. The U.S. federal government never ceases to grow, and it doesn't matter which party it is, especially even Republicans who claim small government, they still grow it just within certain segments of the government. And free marketeers will argue about government interference, but left to their own enterprise alone, there would be so much slower growth. Government is the great accelerator of the economy. And what it needs to be understood is that presidents and prime ministers, they see themselves as managers in the system. They do not see themselves as leaders, but more managers. Rebels and reformers always claim they will change the system, but just recreate it under their own flag. This leads to super elites. For the integrational structure and the technicians of power who rule this are necessary for the second wave industrialism to succeed. The factories, the fossil fuels, and nuclear family show that industrialism and full democracy are in fact incompatible. Remember how the Tea Party tried to portray themselves as rebel reformers of small government, but really just put the billionaire Koch brothers into greater power. The third wave change begins with dismantling managerial power. Third wave demands for participation in management, shared decision-making of workers, consumers, and citizen control, and for anticipatory democracy. Born of the liberating dreams of second wave revolutionaries, representative government was a stunning advance over earlier systems. Tied to majority rule, the idea of one man, one vote, it helped the poor and the weak to squeeze benefits from the technocrats. Yet from the very beginning it fell far short of its promise. By no stretch of the imagination was it ever controlled by the people, however defined. Nowhere did it actually change the underlying structure of power in industrial nations, the structure of sub-elites, elites, and super-elites. To the degree that everyone had a vote, elections foster an illusion of equality. Elections symbolically assure citizens that they are still in command, that they could, in theory at least, diselect as well as elect leaders. Yet the electoral ritual, the farce, was employed everywhere. Elections took the steam out of protest from below. So the Chinese Communist Party and the U.S. Congress share the fact that both have little to do with the will of the people. They both cater to elites and super elites. Toffler used this factory analogy to describe the electoral process. He used the example of a batch processing machine, a punch press, that made batches of metal plates. You do the batch and the machine stops. Basically, you start the process and the machine will go, and when it's processed its load of metal plates, the machine is turned off. That's how our elections basically work. The public is allowed only at certain times to vote, and then the democracy machine is switched off. Now look at the continuous flow machine, another analogy Toffler used, because the continuous flow machine, like an oil refinery, once started, never stopped running. It would go for 24 hours a day with oil flowing through the pipes and tubes and chambers. In second wave politics, the continuous flow of influence from various organized interests, pressure groups, and power peddlers, the elites created a powerful continuous flow machine to operate alongside the democratic batch processor machine. Basically, our democratic machine is turned off where this one stays on continuously. In theory, the need to stand for re-election guaranteed that representatives would stay honest and speak for those they represented. Nowhere, however, did this prevent the absorption of representatives into the architecture of power. Everywhere the gap widened between representatives and the represented. Representative government, what we call democracy, is in short an industrial technology for assured inequality. Representative government was and is pseudo-representative. Well, that's it, folks. For part 2, let me know what you think in the comments section. Until next time, take care. This is John signing off.